A blond guy gets home early from work and hears strange noises coming from the bedroom. He rushes upstairs to find his wife naked on the bed, sweating and panting. "What's up?" he says. "I'm having a heart attack," cries the woman. He rushes downstairs to grab the phone, but just as he is dialing, his 4-year-old son comes up and says, "Daddy, Daddy, Uncle Ted's hiding in your closet and he has got no clothes on." The guy slms the phone down and storms upstairs into the bedroom, walks past his screaming wife, and rips open the wardrobe door. Sure enough, there is his brother, totally naked, cowering on the closet floor. "You rotten bastard," says the husband. "My wife's having a heart attack and you are running around naked scaring the kids." 2 nuns and a bottle of whiskey. A bartender is waiting for closing time at his pub so he can lock up and go home. It's a slow night and he has no customers. He hears a light knock at the back door, opens it, and there are 2 nuns there. One says, "Mr. Bartender, can we impose upon you for a wee favor?" "Certainly, sister, what is it?" "Well, it's not for us, you understand, it's for Father Murphy. Has suffering from a bad case of the constipation, and the only thing that helps the poor man out is a wee drop of whiskey." The other nun continues, "We'd go to the shop, but gossips in this town being as they are, we thought we'd ask you for this favor instead, as we know you're a discreet man and can keep a secret, as all bartenders do." The bartender replies, "Certainly, Sisters Illinois, just be a moment." He returns and hands them an unopened bottle of some fine Scotch single malt. Later, he locks up and starts driving home, and what does he see but the 2 nuns, walking down the middle of the road, weaving, and singing at the top of their lungs. He can see the bottle, and it's all gone except for the last inch or 2. He pulls over and rolls down the window. "Sisters," he exclaims, "I thought you said that bottle was for Father Murphy's constipation." "Oh, but it is," one replied. "When we get back, and he sees us in this condition, has going to shit himself." A businessman is getting ready to go on a long business trip. He knows his wife is always horny, so he decides to get her something to keep her occupied while he was gone, because he didn't much like the idea of her screwing someone else. So he went to a store that sold sex toys and started looking around. He thought about a life-sized sex doll, but that was too close to another man for him. He was browsing through the dildos, looking for something special to please his wife, and started talking to the old man behind the counter. He explained his situation to the old man. "Well, I don't really know of anything that will do the trick. We have vibrating dildos, special attachments, and so on, but I don't know of anything that will keep her occupied for weeks, except," said the old man, and then he stopped. "Except what?" asked the businessman. Nothing, said the old man. "Come on, tell me." "I need something," protested the businessman. "Well, sir, I don't usually mention this, but there is the voodoo dildo," the old man said. "The voodoo dildo?" the businessman asked. The old man reached under the counter, and pulled out an old wooden box carved with strange symbols. He opened it, and there lay a very ordinary-looking dildo. The businessman laughed, and said, "Big fucking deal. It looks like every other dildo in this shop." The old man said, "But you haven't seen what it'll do yet." He pointed to a door and said, "Voodoo dildo." The door. The voodoo dildo rose out of its box, darted over to the door, and started screwing the keyhole. The whole door shook with the vibrations, and a crack developed down the middle. Before the door could split, the old man said, "Voodoo dildo, box." The voodoo dildo stopped, floated back to the box and lay there, motionless. The businessman said, "I'll take it." The guy took it home to his wife, told her it was a special dildo and that to use it, all she had to do was say, "Voodoo dildo, my pussy." He left for his trip satisfied things would be fine while he was gone. After he'd been gone a few days, the wife was unbearably horny. She thought of several people who would willingly satisfy her, but then she remembered the voodoo dildo. She lay down, placed the box between her legs, and said, "Voodoo dildo, my pussy." The voodoo dildo shot to her crotch and started pumping. It was great, like nothing she'd ever experienced before. After 3 orgasms, she decided she'd had enough, and tried to pull it out, but it was stuck in her, still thrusting. She tried and tried to get it out, but nothing worked. Her husband had forgot to tell her how to shut it off, so she decided to go to the hospital to see if they could help. She put her clothes on, got in the car and started to drive to the hospital, quivering with every thrust of the dildo. On the way, another orgasm nearly made her swerve off the road, and she was pulled over by a policeman. He asked for her license, and then asked how much she'd had to drink. Gasping and twitching, She explained that she hadn't been drinking, but that a voodoo dildo was stuck in her pussy, and wouldn't stop screwing her. The officer looked at her for a second, and then said, "Yeah, right, voodoo dildo, my ass." What did Cinderella say when she got to the ball? Gagging sound. I left my fiancé at the altar. Hopefully the gods will accept my sacrifice. Please smash the like button, and subscribe to my channel.